Hello, welcome back to another series of project analysis. Today we have something very interesting because we have Bukit Timah area at maybe 2,100 PSF, 2,200 PSF. This price will be very cheap. You are staying at a very good location at the upper Bukit Timah area, and also you are next to the nature areas, and this is actually a very good location and a very cheap price. So this is something that you should look out for, because likelihood in the future you will not be seeing any more Bukit Timah area projects at this price. Why is it so cheap? It's because this land bid price was put at 800 plus PSF, and 800 plus PSF is so cheap, cheaper than the nearby OCR, RCR, CCR area. So without further ado, let's start. So for this video, I'll actually share with you according to these few steps. So the first step is actually understanding more about the development, the developer, and what is the land bid price like, followed by the launch prices expected for the SEN. And if you're looking to buy this as an investment unit and renting it out in the future, how much rentability will you be able to expect from here? And if you want to exit from the SEN in the upper Bukit Timah area in the future, likelihood how much profits will you be expecting from this investment project over here? And if we're looking at the SEN, how the layouts like for the SEN, and over here we have from 1 bedroom all the way to 4 plus study for the SEN layouts. And at the SEN, at this location, how would the view be like for the SEN? And last but not least, I'll also be sharing with you some unit selection tips if you're looking to buy the SEN at upper Bukit Timah area for this very cheap price. There is not a lot of units for the SEN. Total, we only have 347 units for the SEN, and this is actually a very unique project. It's also not considered a boutique development because they have more than 300 units, and later I'll also share with you why at this area more than 300 units is very good, and it's actually a very safe buy because we have nearby developments that are 100, 200 plus units, and they are making a very good healthy profits with the similar price as the SEN today. So do you know how much is the land bid price for the SEN? So as I shared with you earlier, the SEN is very cheap because the land price is very low. The land bid price for this upper Bukit Timah area is 841 PSF, and basically in today's market you cannot hear or see anyone telling you there's any 841 PSF except for new executive condo, maybe EC that's around this range. But you know, EC at a not so good location compared to upper Bukit Timah, the difference is very big. So where is this location? It's actually located in District 21 with a total of 347 units, expected TOP date of 2029, and it's by developer called Sustain Land. In total, there will be 5 blocks of 10 stories, and there will also be a childcare center in the development that is open to public, so it'll be very convenient if you are a family with kids because the childcare center is right below your house. Over here, we have 1 bedroom all the way to 4 plus study. So if you're someone looking at investment unit for 1 bedroom layout and you have a very tight budget, the SEN is something you can consider because honestly there's not a lot of 1 bedroom layouts in the market today for sale for new launches. So something that is new and also cheap, the SEN is something that you can look out for. So do you remember how much is the SEN land bid price? The land bid price was 841 PSF PPR. So if you are missing the SEN of 841 PSF, what will you be expecting in the near future in 2026? So here are the land bid prices moving forward. So you can see that in Yishun Chencharu area you have 980, which means maybe next time you're paying more but staying at Yishun Khatib area. And we also have Lakeside at 1132 PSF, Chuan Grove around Serangoon area 1331 PSF, Bayshore 1388 PSF, and of course the more centralized location at 1400 plus PSF. So if you actually miss upper Bukit Timah area, what it means for you is either you are paying higher price in 2026 or you are getting a smaller space in the same budget. So what if today you can get into upper Bukit Timah at a lower price and also same entry price as a resale or even lower than a resale nearby? Isn't it safer for you to consider the SEN today? So these are the land bid price currently and moving forward. So where is the SEN? The SEN is over here. As you can see, the PSF is very cheap at 841 PSF as compared to the other land bid price over here. So being at such a very good price, likelihood you're expecting maybe 2001, 2200 PSF for this price at upper Bukit Timah area, and it's very good location if you're looking for somewhere that is more centralized. And if you are looking forward to 2026 whereby the land bid price is maybe 1300 PPR, how much will the price be next time? So you can see according to history, when the land bid price is 1300 PSF, likelihood next time your average price is 2500 PSF. This is only the average, which means the highest price could be 2008, 2009 PSF. If you are missing the SEN, then this is the price that you'll be getting into in 2026. So would you rather put yourself in a situation whereby you get a better location at a cheaper price, or you want to choose something that is further and paying more and a smaller size? So this is something that you need to consider. Should you consider the SEN? Because honestly, the price is very cheap and the location is good. So how would the prices be like for the SEN? Currently, the indicative prices are not out yet, but feel free to contact me at 94314533 for the latest update about the SEN. So if the price is to launch at 2,100 PSF, am I right to say for the 1 bedroom, if you have a budget less than 1.3 million or maybe 1.4 million, right now you can consider a 1 bedroom at Bukit Timah area that is a new project. Honestly, there is not a lot of options out in the market right now. So for 1 bedroom, if you have a tight budget, this is something that you can consider. So the highest story for the SEN will be 10 story, and likelihood it will be at a higher PSF, maybe around 2005 PSF. So the mid floor will be costing around 2300 PSF. So these are the prices from 1 bedroom all the way to 4+ study that likelihood the SEN will be launching. And if you are looking at the SEN, this is something that you should capture the screen and you can take a look at how the prices will be like for the SEN. So if you are buying the SEN for investment, how would the rental be like? So we do have the rental rates based on the nearby resale development. So the link at Beauty World, Verdil, View at Kimis, and also Daintree Residences. So for the sale PSF later, I'll be comparing based on these 3 projects only because these are 99-year leasehold as compared to the link at Beauty World that's a freehold project. So based on this data here, we do have the prices. So for 1 bedroom likelihood, the rental we'll be looking at is maybe around 3,000 to 3,200 PSF for the current resale market. 2 bedroom from 3.8 to 3.9, 3 bedroom from 4.8 to 5,000, and 4 bedroom from 6,400 all the way to 7,500. And these are the average yield. So for Bukit Timah area, generally the yield is still okay, more than 3% of the market. So if you are looking to buy into the SEN for the rental, this will be the average rental that you'll likely get, and also average rental yield. Of course, 4 years later, maybe the rental will actually be a higher rate because this is actually a newer project. So the SEN with only 347 units, can you consider the SEN, and is there any profits you were to get into the SEN? Over here, we can see the data and profit potential from Verdil, View at Kimis, and Daintree Residences that are all 99-year leasehold projects around the area. So you can see that on the average across all the different sizes, the profits are around 200,000 to 300,000. And for the larger units that have already exited, the profits are from 400 to 700 plus thousand within this short 4-5 years. This location is something whereby you can really exit safely, and we do see a lot of profits from these nearby resale developments. So is the SEN price too expensive at the moment, or is it worth considering? So this is the price point in terms of the SEN and the nearby transactions. So the SEN is actually over here, TOP in 2029, then be priced 841 PSF, indicative price haven't been out yet. And over here, over the resale project, we do have Verdil, View at Kimis, and Daintree. You can see that the prices have been transacted are around 2,000 to 2,100 PSF already for something that is TOP around 2023. So can I say that if you're buying to something that TOP in 2023 and the PSF is already 2,100 PSF versus the SEN that let's say you will TOP in 2029, maybe the starting prompt price is also 2,100 PSF, which is actually a safer buy. Today you'll be getting a new launch project at a resale price. Also nearby the SEN, we do have other new launches that have been sold. So the reserve residences will TOP in 2028, the A at Bukit Timah will TOP in 2027. And how are the prices for these 2 developments? We do see transactions on 2,500 PSF all the way to 3,100 PSF. So for these 2 developments that bought into the reserve residences and A at Bukit Timah, how much do they need to exit? Maybe if they buy at 3,000 PSF, they need to exit maybe 3,003. They need to exit maybe 3,004. If you were to buy into the SEN at 2,100 PSF, can you actually exit at the price that the reserve residences and A at Bukit Timah actually enter? Would you rather put yourself into a situation whereby you buy into a safer entry price at a similar location, or you buy into something that is much more higher price and maybe you need exit at a higher price? Definitely for the SEN, given a chance, if you have this chance to enter the SEN, because there's not a lot of units and the price is very cheap, you may want to consider, because this location is good, and the price is actually very cheap at the moment. And moving forward, how would the land bid price be? As I shared with you earlier, the land bid price have been increasing, so likelihood if you miss the SEN at this point of time in the future in 2026, you will actually buy into a different location that is much more further, and the price may be similar or even more expensive as the SEN. Before I continue to the layouts about the SEN and also during the unit selection, what should you actually prioritize, please help me to like and subscribe, because I spend a lot of hours trying to analyze all these videos and making information useful for buyers out there in the property market. So do help to like and subscribe if this video is actually helpful for you. And if you need free market updates, feel free to join this Telegram group chat. And also if you need a free property report or a free consultation, feel free to contact me via this QR code over here or on my WhatsApp. So these are the small layouts for the SEN. We have 1 bed 1 bath over here, 2 bed 2 bath over here, and also 2 bed 2 bath plus study on the right side. So at a glance you can see that there are more layouts for the 2 bedroom layouts. So what's the difference between the 2 bed room layouts is that for the B1 unit, you actually have an enclosable kitchen, versus a B2 unit do not have an enclosable kitchen. In fact, it's an open concept kitchen with a bigger foyer area. So the difference will be actually this area for the B2 layout. So definitely B1 is a much more better layout as compared to B2 and B3. And for the B4 layout, the pros is that it's actually a dumbbell layout, but the cons is that, do you see this kitchen over here? This kitchen over here is open concept, so you enter the door and you straight away reach the kitchen. It's different from this B1 layout over here. So for the whole entire 2 bedroom layouts, my priority would definitely be the B1 layout first. And for the B4 layout, I might want to consider, can I upsize to consider a 3 bedroom layout instead? Because 2 plus study is very comfortable, it's a very huge study area, but my only concern is if I cook often, this is an open concept kitchen. So am I okay to stay in this layout whereby the kitchen is actually open concept for the B4A, which is the largest 2 bedroom plus study layout. So if you're considering a 2 bedroom or 2 plus study and you want to upsize to a 3 bedroom, this is the compact 3 bedroom of 872 square feet. So this is a proper 3 bedroom. Once again, for this layout itself, perhaps you can consider to do a door that is enclosable over here, so that if you cook, you can actually open this door. So this is something that some of my clients have done. They actually add a door over here that can be enclosable if they wish to enclose. So if you were to do this, then you have the benefit of adjusting the floor plan according to your needs. And if you're looking at a bigger 3 bedroom layout at the SEN, we do have over here type C2 and type C3. We also have a 3 plus study, which I will share with you later. So for the type C2 and C3, the main difference will be the utility. So for the utility over here, this is actually the type C3 layout. So for the C2 layout, the utility is not a proper bomb shelter, whereby here you can actually exit. So it's not enclosed. You have 2 exit points for the utility in the type C2 layout. So the main difference between C2 and C3 is actually the utility. And another difference will be actually the foyer area, and that's why one of the layout is 936 square feet and one of the layout is 1102 square feet. So these are the slight differences for the type C2 and C3 layout. One major difference for the type C1, C2 and C3 layout is actually the distance between the living room to the end of the other room. How long is the wall? So you can see that if you're someone that is staying here, you might prefer the type C2 and C3 layout. Why so? Because for the living room, right, is as wide as 5 meter. So for 5 meter, it's actually very rare in the market nowadays that for a 3 bedroom, you actually have a 5 meter frontage. And for here, for the smaller one, is 3.2 meter. So if you are someone that is looking to stay and having a bigger living dining area, definitely C2 and C3 is something you can consider, because this whole area, you can definitely use it very efficiently for your family. And also this is very rare layout, landscape layout in the market today. And being very rare, likelihood it can actually help you when you sell in the future, because this is something that a lot of buyers will want to look into. Is one of their preferred layout, landscape layout instead of a portrait layout. Last but not least, we have 2 final layouts for the SEN. So one we have over here is 3 plus study and also a 4 bedroom layout. So these 2 layouts are very beautiful. If you want a bigger living and dining area, so definitely you should go for a 4 bedroom. This is 5.8 living to dining area. Very rare in the market nowadays, as compared to this 3 bedroom plus study that is 5 meter. So honestly, the design of the layout for the SEN is very beautiful. You have a proper bedroom size in all the entire rooms, and also for the study is also a proper size. You also have a separate wet and dry kitchen in all the different layouts and a proper bomb shelter. So honestly, I can say for the SEN layout is fantastic. It's one of the better layouts that I've seen in all the different new launches in this whole entire back-to-back new launches. The SEN is definitely one of the more efficient and better layouts. If you're looking to stay, definitely this is something very, very comfortable because you have a very, very good layout over here with plenty of toilets. For example, this 3-bedroom over here, you have a total of 4 toilets, and also 4-bedroom, you have a total of 5 toilets. So definitely you don't need to fight for toilets. There's ample toilets in this layout in the SEN. There's also a very, very huge balcony, separate wet kitchen, dry kitchen, and also a proper study, proper utility. So perfect layout for the SEN. Definitely the layout is something that I really like from all this, and I really like despite seeing so many different layouts throughout this whole entire career, only positive feedbacks for the SEN. So yeah, definitely you should consider the SEN. If you are looking to go to the SEN, feel free to contact me on my number on the top. So for the SEN facing, where is the direction? So generally on top is north, and this is actually south facing, and the premium facing will be the ones that is facing on top first towards the north view, and also the ones that are nearby the pool facing lah. So these will be the premium stacks that may have a premium for better facing in the SEN. Here's the direction and what you will be actually facing. Why the north side is actually much more premium facing? Because as you can see, there's a wider distance, and right now here this is actually a very, very beautiful forest. This will be definitely the more premium facing. So as earlier, I shared with you the profits for Verdale. The profits are as high as 400 plus thousand in just this short 4-5 years. So definitely Verdale, around Bukit Timah area, we have seen a lot of profitable transactions. So Bukit Timah is something that you can consider because right now this PSF is very, very cheap. The layouts are very, very good, and also you are buying at a very, very good price as compared to the neighbours and the new launch around the area like the reserve residences and the A at Bukit Timah area. So how beautiful is the view? It's like this, very, very beautiful. So you can see over here, this facing, right now you are facing like the forest, very, very good nature view, and also over here you also have nature view, and this will actually be the pool view. So total there are 5 blocks for you to choose from, and on the booking day you will actually analyze further after selecting the layout that you actually prefer. The facilities will be in the center of the development, so you do see 2 huge swimming pool and also like the facilities over here. So here's the summary about the SEN, also the nearby transactions. So this is the past resale projects, the current new launch projects, the SEN that is a new project, and the future upcoming land bid prices. So you can see that the prices are always increasing. So you can see because the land bid price are increasing, and if you have missed the SEN, right, in the future you are paying more for a location that is not as good as the upper Bukit Timah area. And also you can see there is a price gap between the SEN and also the current new launches, because the current new launches like the reserve residences and the A at Bukit Timah, they are already transacting 2,500 all the way to 3,100 plus PSF. So can I say that if you were to enter, let's say 2,100 or 220 PSF, how much will you wish to exit? Is it okay if you exit, let's say 2,400 PSF? And exiting at this point, is it still lower than the entry point about the A at Bukit Timah and also the reserve residences? So do you see that it's safer for you to enter the SEN instead of the other nearby projects or the resale projects near the SEN? So given that have your chance, will you actually enter the SEN at a cheaper price, or will you rather pay more to choose a further location next time? This is a summary about why the SEN may be very, very interesting for you, because not only is it only in the upper Bukit Timah area, it's also very rich in terms of the nature. There's a lot of nature parks and a lot of greeneries in the whole entire area. It's something that is much more quieter on the weekend, and also there's a lot of upcoming transformation in the upper Bukit Timah area and Beauty World area. And if you are looking at the land bid price in this, the SEN versus the upcoming new launches and the upcoming land, you can see a very, very huge price gap in terms of the land bid price. At this location, you are able to have a better connectivity with the Beauty World MRT station, and you can actually enjoy all the more family-friendly amenities after the reserve residences is built. So the SEN is something you should really consider if you want a good location and you still want to have a cheaper buying price and a more safer entry price. The SEN is something that you can consider. However, as I shared with you, over here we only have 347 units, so it's really not a lot of units for you to select select, and it also depends on your luck. After we actually understand about the SEN and on the booking day, then I'll actually go through with you, is it worth paying for the price premium, because there are actually some premium facing the nature or the pool view, and is it worth upsizing to the next size unit. Usually on the booking day, you have to make a decision on the queue once you have the price on hand, which is maybe around 5 minutes. So you really have too little time to understand about all the numbers and choose the right unit and get a safer buy as compared to your neighbor. And that's why you really need a good agent for you to guide you through this. And also, if you are someone that is only looking at new launches, you don't know which project to consider, am I right to say today you're actually considering a lot of different projects? You consider the SEN, you can consider Zion Grand. So you may be very confused which one to go for, and especially if the booking date is the same exact date, you can only go for one project instead of two projects. That's when you really need to make the right choice. So I will actually share with you all this when we chat at the Zoom. So feel free to contact me on my number above. And also, if you haven't joined my free Telegram group chat, please join, whereby I'll update you about the market news and all the latest indicative prices, and also like if there's any interesting land bid price, so that you can actually understand how the market will move off in the future. So I'll see you at the SEN show flat, and also see you next week for my next video. So thank you so much, and bye bye.